just going to get settled and basically just think about where you are just in this moment right now. And we'll just do a little check over our bodies and try and get relaxed, just so that we're in a good place for starting our little visualization. So we're just going to come in and focus on the breath. Always come back to the breath. And you can just breathe in a rhythm that's normal for you. And just get into a comfortable position. Just sitting here where you are right now. And just think about becoming just more relaxed. If it's comfortable for you to close your eyes, then that's a good start. And you can just let your shoulders drop and your arms can fall to your sides. Or just sit with your hands in your lap comfortably. And just allow your hands to loosen. And uncross your legs. Feeling your feet flat on the floor. And just letting your thighs sink into the chair. Feeling your legs just comfortably, with your calves and your shins becoming heavier. And just making that connection with the ground and the floor. And just breathing in and breathing out. Just in your natural rhythm. Just feeling really, really relaxed. Letting go of any tension. Breathing normally. Just centering yourself. Bringing your awareness to where we are right now, in this moment. Breathing in and breathing out. So just focusing on your breath. We're going to start our little visualization. And just taking a breath in. And just let it go. Breathing in. And just let it go. And now just relaxing, breathing, just however is normal for you. And we're going to just start by seeing around us, just about 2 feet outside of your body, a cylinder. And the cylinder is clear. It is totally transparent. And you can see through it in all directions. And the temperature inside the cylinder is perfect for you. And you can just breathe normally. And for the moment, I'd like you to feel the power of that cylinder enveloping you, keeping you safe and allowing you to let go of any stress or worries that you might have. It's bringing you to a place of calm where you are feeling totally relaxed. You can breathe normally. Being totally relaxed. And concentrating on the cylinder, I want you to see that it stretches downwards into the earth, going deep, deep into the earth. And you can look upwards and you'll see that it stretches endlessly upwards through the sky and up, up into the universe. And as you move, the cylinder moves with you. Even as you walk through crowded places, the cylinder stays with you, and you can release any heaviness or anything that is troubling you down through the cylinder and into the earth. And the earth receives it from you, taking it away and allowing you to just let it go. Just breathe normally in your natural rhythm. When you're ready, bring your awareness above your head and just feel as you look up through the cylinder that you are really making a deep connection with yourself. And allow whatever you need right now to come to you. Maybe you'll feel a sense of peace washing over you, a calmness. Perhaps you'll receive some thoughts, a message from your inner self. Maybe nothing specific, but just rest in this place of your consciousness and feel the connection from high up in the cylinder coming down to you through the cylinder and into the earth, providing you with stability and calm. Remember to come back to the breath. Concentrate on breathing normally in your natural rhythm. Coming back to the breath, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and just let it go. And another deep breath in and just let it go. When you are ready, you can open your eyes and allow the cylinder to dissolve, and you can carry on with your day, knowing that at any time that you can return to this process whenever you feel that you need to. So, big stretch up. Oh dear. Oh, reaching high. Wiggle, jazz hands. Wiggle that spine. Shake that booty. And do a little toe tap for me. Okay, so for today, I'm not going to be doing a border on the tangle. So I'm going to just do a simple swoop down with my pencil. And that's just setting a boundary for me. It's not fixed, but it's just setting a boundary that I can work with and we can work within. So this tangle that includes crescent moon starts with kind of a cadent style. So what we need to do is we need to draw some orbs. So I'm just going to do an orb, and then on a diagonal I'm going to do another orb, and then I'm going to do another one, and then on the diagonal, and then another one, and then a diagonal. So kind of you've got that sort of flow going on. And then we're going to join the dots. So I'm going to just angle my tile a little bit round, and I'm going to do a sweeping kind of backwards S. So I'm going to come along, round, and come down and join on. Okay, so it's kind of like a sweeping curve. And then again, I'm going to do a sweeping curve across, and then a sweeping curve. And I'm just going to work my way down. So this is kind of where the cadence sort of style comes in with your sweeping. So you've kind of joined up all of those. Okay. And now I'm going to very carefully do an aura of this. And this would actually sweep on up and out. So that would kind of, and this would equally sweep on off and out. So I'm just going to finish that off. So I'm going to very carefully now just aura around this shape, and I'm basically going to start at the top and work my way down. So I'm just going to very slowly come along. And you're not touching any of the lines that you've already created. You're just slowly working your way around them. And then I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. I'm going to come along And just slowly work around. Okay, so that you've aured both sides. And then I'm just gonna color in my little orbs, but I'm gonna do a little highlight. So I'm just gonna make sure that I leave a little circle in there just so that there's a little spotlight. And just take your time, just focusing on the mark that you're making on your paper right now. And just think about just breathing normally and just focusing on that mark. So I'm going to turn my towel so that this next bit is going to be comfortable for me. And what we're going to do in each of these little sort of V-shaped crownings here, we're going to just do a little arc and color it in. So this is kind of like where the crescent moon comes into this. And then we're just going to very slowly concentrate and do our auras. And I'm just going to do 4. So, and then I'm going to just turn it, and on the opposite side, in that little brownie there, the little V shape, I'm going to do exactly the same. And just take your time and concentrate. Just breathing normally. And then you can just work your way down in all of those little V shapes. You can just do a little coloring in of the arc and then do your 4 auras. Turn in your tiles so that it's nice and comfortable for you. And I've got some spaces where I've got a wider length and I've got like a gap. So I'm just going to fill that gap in with an arc. And some auras. Just taking the time. And we're just creating layers now. And just building up our artwork on the tile. And in some places, there's a really obvious little V shape that you can just fit perfectly into with another little crescent moon. And now we're going to just come along and I'm going to aura. That's what we've done so far. And what this will do, it'll create some more V's, little valleys that we can then create some more crescent moons. Just helps us really define those. Now you've got more little valleys where you can add some crescent moons. And we're just layering up. And there's little sort of troughs or valleys. You can just add another. Add another layer. And it's just creating this like ironwork pattern really, as you use the cadence to start with. You've kind of got that running through the pattern. So you can kind of turn it on its side and look and see where, if you need some symmetry to kind of balance, you can kind of work out maybe where you need to add some more. So I kind of think I'm sort of, I like how it's looking, and I'm going to just go around again in aura, the whole shape. Just taking your time, breathing in your natural rhythm, focusing on the mark that you're making right now. Okay. I'm kind of happy to have that as my sort of frame for the bottom of my tile or the side, depending on which way you're looking at it. Right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do a string coming out from the side. So basically you have a point and there's a little groove here. So I think what I'm going to do is come out from this little indent and just work up the page. So I'll have a think about what I just bump my time. I'll bump the camera. So actually maybe I will do a frame. So I'm going to come up with my pen and then I'm going to go across and then I'm going to come down. Okay, so I'm going to just create like a border. And I'm just going to aura that. Okay, and then I'm just going to pop a little shape and come along and just my little triangle. And come into that. Okay, just to kind of just create something. He says something. So I'm going to just have some organic things coming out now. So I'm going to possibly, let's start with just having a little bit of flux coming out because that's a nice one. That's our macaroni I was talking about earlier. Thinking of flux and some tipples. So if I just start where I've got a little valley here, I'm just going to come out and have that lovely teardrop. And I'm going to come up and just have it just flowing. Where did it come out of here? I'm going to have it flowing over towards the opposite side. Oops. Got some new pens and they're very juicy. I'll just have a little orb there. A little orb there. Maybe one in there. I'll just add some little flux. And I'm gonna get a really, really fine pen now because I want to add some little lines onto the flux. So I want to get really fine lines. So I'm gonna just come in and do some strokes, really gentle, just little fine feathery strokes onto the flux, just some very, very fine lines just coming away there and curving around to give it some natural kind of look and dimension to it, because it's an organic tangle. So I'm just kind of light feathery strokes, just brush marks really with your pen, and they can just curve around to give it more of a depth whenever, like these ones are curved. So I'm going to do curved lines coming around that way. And so I just kind of add some depth to it. And you can do some little dots if you want. Okay, just to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm just going to do some fescue here. And I'm actually going to come out and pour that fescue on the one side like that. I'm going to do another fescue here. And then just aura your fescue just on that inside. Kind of bump into it. So it sort of just creates a little bit of a 3D look. And then I could even have some little spindly fescues just coming off there. Just in my frame, I'm just going to do some circles or orbs. Take your time. Just adding some other orb shapes. Just little files, just a couple in each corner. And then I think I'm just going to have a little bit more fescue just coming out behind here. Sorry, not fescue. Yeah, fescue, sorry. No, flux. But a little oh, sorry. Oh, just gonna oh, try and get the angle so I'm not bumping into the camera. And I'm just creating some shapes where I can add some little orbs in. And they don't have to be on every branch. I had to cover up a smudge over on this side. Don't know what I've got on the card. I'm just coming in with my very fine kind of brush strokes on the leaves. Okay, I think I kind of like that just over this. So I'm going to do some shading now. And I'm starting with our little ironwork on the bottom here. What you want to do is basically where you've got an overlaying line, we'll pop a little pencil line. So where this is swooping around and this one's underneath, I'm going to just pop a little line of graphite. So every time you kind of meet a little junction, I'm going to add or one's kind of going over the top of the other. I'm going to just add some pencil. So there's quite a few places where you'll have graphite added. And as you go around, you'll probably find once you've done it, you might forget or notice somewhere else that you haven't added it because there's quite a few. Just take your time and just slowly go around adding pencil where each of those little junctions are. But like when you do hollow bone, there's loads of little interconnections. And then we'll just pull out from there. So just softly, oh, maybe another one. As I say, you'll find them as you go along. So then we're just going to slowly just blend that pencil out. But just make sure that you're leaving white space. Blend them out on both sides of where that little kind of bridge is. But leaving, as I say, the white space. And we can always come in and add more pencil. We're just softening it now. So just methodically work along. And just blend that out. And try and not go over the black that you've done, the heavy black. And if you can, I mean, I know it's not always avoidable, but just if you can. And as I said, I'm finding bits where I haven't added any. There might be enough on your tortle one anyway, but there's significant ones there that I've completely not put any on. So as you work down, just see if there's any that you've left out. Or just not added, you know, the graphite too. And just check, because there might be some that you haven't blended out either as you've gone along. And you can darken those up. So you can come in again and add more. Just to really accentuate. And I'm just going to come in with my pen and just go over some of those colored in bits, because some of them are a little bit patchy. And I may have just got a couple with the pencil. And I know that if I just go over those again, it'll help just to make it pop. That's good. So you're always leaving a little bit of white so that there's contrast. That's the most important thing, that you're leaving some white on the tile when you're doing your shading. Okay. And then with our flux, it's really easy on the flux because you just want to really shade in that lower bit where it's connected to the plant stalk, really. And you just want to come in and add pencil just in there and then blend that out and you'll get a really good balance then on that. Pull that out. And you can see how that really just makes a difference right away. You look at the two, how different they are just with the pencil and without the pencil. There's a huge difference on that. And you can always come in and add a little bit more on the ones that are at the bottom. And the kind of thicker side here, you can come in and really give it a little bit more at the base there to really, really make that pop. And just soften it. Okay, and then I'll come in with this one. And just one little orbs, I'm just going to do the little kind of C. You can kind of come in and just do a little C shape in those. So just on one side. Little C shape, and then you can come along and just blend that. And go along the side of my frame there. Look, go along the bottom of my just on the outside of there. I've just gone along the inside of there. I think I'm going to just leave the frame as it is because it's quite bright and it sort of stands out, and I kind of like that because we've got like heavy dark here and then some, the flux, and then we've kind of got it lightening up. So I'm just going to leave my little tipple as they are in the frame, and I'm not going to actually shade inside of that, just on the outside. And you can come along and just have a little bit on the edges of your flux at the bottom here, if you like, just add a little bit, because it would be dark down here, and you can kind of just come out from there and maybe on your little fescues. It's starting with pencil. It's very sharp. It's going to come down in here okay, it's just adding depth. Oh, sorry, it's just adding depth again. Okay, so it's one of those that it doesn't matter which way you look at it. Have a look at it in all directions. And then as usual, I'll just ask you if you just hold it at arm's length. Just have a look and check. And then if you just pop your initials, and I've got nice little spaces at the bottom here. So I can just come in and pop a little PV at the bottom here on the right. If you want to just add your signature. And then if we just turn it over and we can talk about what we've done. So today is the 2nd of March. March. And we have good old crescent moon. Okay, then. And flux. And rescue. Tipple.